Alright, guys, so this is another fanfiction idea, and this one is going to be a fun one, because this one is another Ed, Ed, and Eddy one. You guys responded really well to the last one, and I thought this would be another, fun, magical romp for the Eds, and that is Star versus Ed, Ed, and Eddy. So Star versus Ed, Ed, and Eddy is basically a story where we more or less open up to Star waking up one day and the wand's gone. Like, she's after a long night of partying with pony-headed Marco. She wakes up after a hard night of partying at the bounce lounge, and she's like, "The wand's gone. The wand is gone. It's gone, and I don't know where it is." So Star's freaking out that she's lost the wand, and she doesn't remember where it went. So she went back to the bounce lounge, and they're trying to walk back. Like, Marco suggests walking back the events of the day. Like, basically, yeah, maybe if you retrace your steps, maybe you can find it again. And what happens? What happens is basically they go back and they talk to the owner, and the bounce lounge is like, "Yeah, you came here with some new people, not like with Ponyhead and the nerd." Marco's like, "Thanks." He's like, the owner's like, "Yeah, you came in here with 3 other new guys too. You know, you said you picked them up in some place like Orchardville, Peach Creek. That's it, Peach Creek." And she's like, "Peach Creek? What kind of magical nonsense is that?" And Marco's immediately like, "No. I think Peach Creek is a town on Earth." So obviously he Googles it, and he's like, "Yeah, Peach Creek is like far away. How did we get there?" And she's like, "Goblin dogs will send you places." So yes, the wand is with the Eds. The Eds, however, are also waking up from a night after being on a bender with Star. And Double D refuses to believe that they met a magical being from another dimension. They refuse to believe that, and Double D refused to believe that, and believes more. It was more along the lines of they were playing Ed convinced them to play D&D way too hard again. However, that doesn't explain the wand that is now in Eddy's hand. In Ed's hand. And Ed's version of the wand basically looks like a butter toast on a stick. And he's like, "Oh, I get to eat this." And he tries to eat it, but he hurts his teeth. Eddy, of course, is like, "So it was real. We did meet a princess from a magic dimension, and now we got her magic wand. Boys, I think we're on easy street from here on out." Unfortunately, what none of the Eds realize is that it's Sarah's birthday, and she's demanding a birthday present from Ed. And before any of the Eds realize it, Sarah takes the wand for herself. She takes the magical wand for herself, and from there it goes complete chaos, because now she thinks of herself as like, "I'm the prettiest princess in the world, and everyone will bow to me or else." And it just goes 0 to chaos from there. It is just total, absolute 100% chaos from here on out, because the Eds are now like, "Oh shit." So Sarah is basically conjuring like all this crazy shit with the wand, like using it however she pleases. If you haven't figured out, this is like somewhere in Season 1 era Star versus, like somewhere Season 1, like nebulously Season 1. I know we're 4 minutes in and I need to explain it, but I was like, I'm pretty sure you guys have figured it out, but I wanted to say it out loud. So, obviously this attracts the attention of all this magical disruption has more or less earned the attention of Ludo, who Toffee is like, the Star doesn't have the wand on her. Maybe this would be a good chance to snatch it. And Ludo's like, "Excellent idea. Buff Frog, get going." And Buff Frog heads out. Unfortunately, when he runs into Sarah basically entraps him and forces him to be her servant. And yeah. So by this point, Star and Marco have come back to Peachtree to look for the Eds, and when the Eds do find them, it's like, hey, we had your wand, we really did. Sarah took it, and Sarah's already turning the place into like a like some kind of twisted magical fairy tale land that only she and Jimmy will enjoy. Remember that episode from season 1 where the Eds were basically like forced to play like a fairy world with Sarah and Jimmy when they had to babysit her? It's like that, but now turned up to 11, because now everyone is like being magically manipulated by Sarah and being turned into like the other members of the cul-de-sac are being turned into like into knights. They're being turned into like mystical beings, and Sarah's ruling over as the pretty princess who rules over all. So the Eds, Star, and Marco now have to, like, the 5 of them now have to team up to get the wand back. And yeah, it's a fun little story because, like, the Eds are just like, so you really are a princess from another dimension, and all that shit we did last night was real. Double D's like, I'm having an existential crisis, and not one induced by by Ed and Eddy. And Ed's like, that is disturbing. So yeah, the guys the team has to literally fight their way through multiple, like, Kevin as like this knight, this like paladin knight, Rolf, who's been made into like a troll, the Canker sisters who have been turned into like a huge Ghidorah-like dragon. They have to fight their way through them until they get to Sarah, who at the same time is like, yeah, I'm not giving up this wand for anything. And eventually they do manage to get the wand away, but Eddy's the one who gets it, and Eddy's like, oh boy, riches, fame, monetary value, cryptocurrency, Double D, cryptocurrency, it's all for the taking, guys. And by this point, Marco just karate chops him in the back of the head, and Eddy's out, and they get the wand back. So by the end of it, the Eds and the Eds and Star and Marco like split ways, but at the same time, Eddy is like, I'm gonna get that wand, one way or another. I am gonna get that wand, and I am going to make some bank for that wand. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much my Star versus Ed and Eddy crossover. I was after the Ed and Eddy versus Dungeons and Dragons one, I wanted to do another one, and it's been a while since I've done a Star story. So yeah. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this crossover? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know, and also if you guys are interested in a sequel for this. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.